We're much stronger and faster. We're a faster football team. Coach C's done a good job with them, but they've also did a good job. We had a couple of guys that have really transformed their body. 24 has done a good job of forming his body. Thought he carried the ball well. He had a big-time play on the screen, back up through the boundary. I challenged him to get his weight to a certain level. He's done that. And just, some guys have really made some strides this all season. But what I see is just a faster, stronger team.
So you kind of know what you want out of practice now. It's more teaching going on right now. How much difference does it make for you?
A lot more teaching. The process of how we practice is hard. It's on and off the field. It's detailed. It's drill to drill. Now our coaches are spending a lot more time of teaching the fundamentals of playing the game versus the way that we want to practice. And we have to get the way that we want to practice down pat before we do anything else. So that's been good to know. But the biggest part of it is we got a lot of teaching going on right now.
Gardner's grown huge. I mean, his knowledge of our offense and where he's at, and then the surgery that he had, and how that's going to help him to not have to deal with that anymore. I expect him to have a great spring, great summer, and be ready for a big-time fall.
What were some of your takeaways on Aaron and the season he had last year, redshirt, and now coming back?
I'll tell you what, Reed's, for a redshirt freshman where he's at, is impressive now. He can handle our offense. He's a smart kid. We just got to work on some fine things right there. He's got a big-time arm. I mean, he's got the best arm out there. He's got a potential NFL-style arm, and we just got to get him to gain a little bit more weight and just keep picking up on the offense, but he's doing great.
With Kingsley, I saw you kind of working on some mechanics things today. Is that something you want to do, kind of fine-tune some of his game and everything?
He's a raw quarterback coming out of high school. He's got kind of a little bit of a long release. He's got a few things in his release, and we just got to tighten it up, and that stuff will take time. I mean, that'll take 6 months to kind of tighten this up, another 6 months for this, but he'll get it. He's a smart kid. He works hard, and he can't wait to be out there, and I'm excited about him.
How's having Trayvon Brown and Davon Grayson back change what you can do offensively?
You know what? They're two guys that have played a lot, just like Zay had. They're big playmakers. And I think we can get some big touchdowns out of them, and we're real excited to have them.
Do you expect Jimmy to take over that veteran role this year, especially with Zay leaving the team?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Jimmy probably played too many plays last year. At times we had to play him too much. But Jimmy's going to be a veteran. He's going to be the lead veteran out there. He's going to get a lot of plays. We're excited. I know people talk about Davon and Trayvon, and they talked about Zay. People don't talk about Jimmy enough. He's a great player.
Number one, I had a pre-existing relationship with Coach Montgomery. If you ever had a chance to meet Scottie, you know he's a special person, and you know he's going to be successful. So that was the first thing. The second thing was I can be close to my home. I'm from Thomasville, which is roughly 2.5 hours away, and I always have thought ECU is a special place. So it didn't take much, and I told my wife, Coach Montgomery overpaid me. I was coming anyway. I would have volunteered to come back to ECU.
What tactics did you learn from coaching at Army that will help you here at ECU?
Well, at Army you're working with a lesser athlete, so being able to do more with less. Always practice hard, play hard, high intensity. That was the main thing I got from at West Point. More about doing more with less.
And what stands out to you the most about this group of receivers?
The first thing that stands out to you, some of the leaders like Davon, Trayvon. Those guys are ultra competitive. They want to be successful. They got something to prove. Filling in the shoes of Zay. So a highly competitive group with a lot to prove.
It was a lot of excitement out there today. It was a lot of guys flying around, a lot of smiles, a lot of competition. So, it's really good to get back on the football field because that's what everybody loves to do here.
Where do you think that team's at mentally and physically? I know it's just day one of spring, but how do you think you guys stack up?
Physically, we're well-rounded. Mentally, I feel like that's our biggest point here today. Getting everybody in that good mental, football time to focus, time to do this. We didn't have a lot of MAs out there today, so I know everybody's head is where it's supposed to be at.
In terms of, disappointing year last year, how does that fuel your hunger to bounce back from a 3-9 season from last year?
I don't like to lose, period. So, any loss, it fuels me. So, going 3-9, that's not part of our culture. That's not how I started off here. So, we got to get back to winning. That fuels me every day.
Now that Zay's gone, do you feel a responsibility to teach the younger guys?
Yeah, that's one of my biggest points here this year. I got to be more of a vocal leader. I got to lead the team on the field and off the field. So, with Zay gone, I have to fill in that role.